Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, unpack some of life's big questions. And today we're diving into something I think everyone feels, that really deep urge sometimes to just escape, to get away from pain or struggle. That feeling where you just want to say, nope, I unagree with this, and just walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know that feeling. And it's a great starting point because, what if those challenges aren't just random obstacles? The sources we're looking at today propose something quite profound. They talk about a greater soul design. That these struggles might actually stem from sacred agreements your soul made before you even got here. We're calling them soul contracts.
Soul contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, like prearranged lessons.
Kind of. Opportunities for growth your soul chose. But of course, the human reaction. Often it's resistance or anger. Like, why would I sign up for this? You feel betrayed almost.
Oh, that feeling of betrayal. Yeah, that really hits home. So if that's where we start feeling angry or trapped, what happens next? What are the paths from there? What's our mission today?
Good question. Our mission is really to explore what's beyond that knee-jerk reaction to escape. We're looking at two paths. One is resistance trying to fight it, break free. The other is, transformation. We want to help you see why just trying to break the contract might keep you stuck, and how a different way could actually lead to real freedom. Lasting freedom.
Okay, let's unpack that first path then. Resistance. Because it feels so natural, right? Just push harder, force your way out. What do the sources say about that? Does it work?
Well, the sources call this the grand illusion of control. It's the ego thinking, I can fix this with willpower. I can defy this plan. The ego, that part of us that feels separate and often acts out of fear. It's like a child stomping its foot, rejecting guidance without seeing the bigger picture, the soul's picture.
Right, unaware of the potential growth involved. And does this resistance actually help? Or does it make things worse?
That's the core of it. The sources use a powerful phrase. Whatever you fight, you feed with your attention and emotional force.
So fighting it gives it energy.
Exactly. Think of a knot. If you just pull frantically, trying to break it,
it just gets tighter.
Precisely. You pull it tighter. Resistance is like that frantic tugging. You deepen the entanglement. You pour your energy right into the thing you want to dissolve.
So trying to break a contract like that, what's the real consequence?
The sources are pretty clear. Attempting to break it by just rejecting it, it only binds you more tightly to its lessons. And here's the kicker. Even if you physically leave the situation, change jobs, move away, and the relationship, the unresolved energy travels with you like a shadow.
Wow. So you can't actually outrun it.
Not the energy of it, no. It finds new ways to show up, new situations, different people, same underlying lesson, until you actually address the core issue. Because fundamentally, there is no true freedom in breaking something before understanding it. You can't just smash it, you have to resolve it.
So for you listening, that urge to break free, it comes from real pain, real fear. Totally understandable. But if you just try to smash the situation, you end up trapping yourself, delaying the growth you actually want. You stay tangled up.
Which leads us nicely to the alternative. Not breaking, but transforming. Our sources bring in this beautiful metaphor. The caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
Metamorphosis.
Yes. The caterpillar doesn't fight the cocoon, does it? It encloses itself and surrenders to transformation. It allows the process.
Okay, I see the parallel. So the challenges, the soul contracts we face, they're like the cocoon.
Exactly. Not a prison, but the precise conditions for your transformation. A necessary space for that profound inner shift.
But what happens if you try to force it? If you break out too soon?
That's the crucial point. If the cocoon is broken prematurely, the butterfly is damaged, its wings are unformed and weak, it can't fly. Likewise, the sources say, when you resist, when you try to crack that cocoon out of impatience or anger, you interrupt your own metamorphosis.
So you get incomplete change.
Exactly, incomplete change. Those old patterns still cling to you, like those weak wings. You're not truly free. You haven't fully become the new thing.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting then. True release isn't about breaking out. It's about completing the process.
Precisely. True transformation happens when the metamorphosis is complete. The butterfly emerges naturally, not through a violent struggle, but through gentle, inevitable expansion. The cocoon just falls away. It served its purpose.
And for us, with soul contracts.
Similarly, when you truly learn the lesson, when you transcend the contract, it often dissolves on its own. Or you just find you've outgrown it without effort. You look back and realize, wow, that doesn't affect me anymore. That's genuine liberation. fulfilled, not forced.
Which brings up that question so many of us ask when things feel stuck. Why does this keep happening to me? That feeling of being on a hamster wheel.
Oh yes, that feeling. It points directly to a universal principle. What you resist persists. If you refuse to face the lesson, life, or maybe the universe or your soul, however you want to frame it, has a way of circling back to present it again and again.
Often stronger each time.
Often with added intensity or in a different guise. You change the scenery, but the plot remains the same until you get the message. It's like trying to skip a chapter in a book. You can do it, but you'll be confused later. There are gaps in your understanding. Life keeps bringing you back to that missing chapter. Gently, but firmly.
And the cost of constantly skipping, constantly resisting, it must be exhausting.
It really is. You remain in these cycles longer than necessary. You stay stuck watching the same drama play out on repeat. And that is incredibly frustrating and draining to your spirit. Just treading water, seeing the same problems loop around.
But the sources offer a different perspective on that repetition, don't they? It's not just meaningless suffering.
No, not at all. And this is important. The repetition is not a punishment. It is compassion in action. Think about that. Your soul, the universe, they're conspiring for you, giving you as many chances as needed to grow.
So the looping stops when we stop resisting.
When you start listening, learning, engaging with the lesson, then the pattern completes its purpose. It can finally dissolve. The freedom you were seeking by resisting is actually found in engaging.
So if it's not just going in circles, what's a better way to picture this growth process?
The sources talk about an ascending spiral, a spiral staircase.
Okay, I like that. Not flat circles.
Right. Resistance keeps you walking in circles on the same level. But when you engage, learn, transcend, that circle becomes a spiral climbing upwards. You might revisit similar themes, sure, relationships, challenges at work, whatever it is, but each time you come around, you are a level higher than before.
Handling it differently.
Exactly, with more wisdom and compassion. You have a higher vantage point, you see things you couldn't see before. Progress isn't always linear, it spirals, but transcendence means you're always moving up.
Okay. This makes so much sense conceptually, but let's get practical. For someone listening right now thinking, okay, I'm stuck in a pattern, I feel this resistance, what do they actually do? What are the keys to transcendence?
Right, the practical steps. The sources highlight 4 key elements. The first one is presence.
Being present, what does that mean here?
It's an invitation to step into full presence with whatever is happening. Shifting from fighting it or running from it to just being with it. Asking with curiosity, what is here for me? What am I meant to see or feel right now? Just being fully here unlocks the lessons. It dissolves the mental chatter, the distractions. It grounds you in reality, which is the only place change happens.
Okay, presence. What's next?
Acceptance. And this one can be tough, but it's crucial.
Acceptance feels like giving up sometimes, though.
It can feel that way, but it's different. It's saying, yes, this is what I am experiencing. Not necessarily liking it, not condoning it, but acknowledging its reality without labeling it good or bad. Just, this is. And the power in that. It stops pouring energy into resisting it. When you stop fighting reality, much of the emotional charge dissipates. It creates an opening, like shining a calm light into a dark corner. You can finally see what you're dealing with clearly.
Presence, acceptance. What's the third key?
Compassion. This acts like a soothing balm on the raw places of your soul.
Compassion for myself, for others involved.
Both. Absolutely crucial. Compassion for yourself first, releasing that harsh self-criticism, the shame, the regret about how you handled things, and then compassion for others involved, recognizing they were likely acting from their own pain and limitations. This understanding dissolves the cords of anger and blame that keep you tethered to the situation. It lifts you out of feeling like a victim or wanting revenge. It allows healing.
Presence, acceptance, compassion, and the final key.
The final key is gratitude. This might sound counterintuitive when dealing with something painful.
Yeah, gratitude for hardship. How does that work?
It's described as the final key that turns a challenging experience into wisdom. It means actively looking for and finding the silver linings in soul growth, recognizing the gift, however hidden, within every significant challenge. What did I learn? How did I grow stronger? How did this make me more compassionate? Finding that gift and genuinely feeling thankful for the wisdom gained completes the energetic circuit. It neutralizes any remaining negativity and fundamentally rewrites your story from one of suffering into one of mastery. It turns the wound into a wellspring of strength.
Presence, acceptance, compassion, gratitude, those are powerful. So let's really contrast the outcomes. What's the difference in how you feel deep down if you just break a contract versus truly transcending it?
The sources describe a stark emotional contrast. It's really night and day. When you just break it, force your way out, maybe leave with anger or resentment, there's often a heavy residue in the heart.
Like unfinished business.
Exactly. You might get a temporary rush of freedom or vindication, sure, but underneath, unresolved feelings, bitterness, anger, regret, maybe a nagging sense of incompleteness. It can show up as persistent resentment that poisons other areas of your life or self-doubt, just lingering emotional knots. You're technically out, but you're still carrying it.
Okay, and the feeling after transcending, using those keys we discussed.
Oh, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Transcending brings a feeling of genuine peace, a lightness in your chest, a spaciousness in your mind. When you think back on the situation, there's no charge, no bitterness, maybe even a sense of warmth or just neutrality. It doesn't trigger you anymore.
Real closure.
Yes, closure that is gentle and sure. It brings a deep feeling of self-respect and empowerment, an overall sense of relief and inner harmony. The issue just doesn't occupy your mind much at all. Why? Because it's been put to rest energetically. Your heart is truly lighter, free.
That difference is profound. It really highlights why transcendence is the goal. Now, thinking bigger picture again, is there a timing element to these contracts? Like, can we rush transcendence?
That's a great point. The sources talk about divine timing.
Right.
Each contract seems to have a natural arc, a beginning, a middle, and a completion point. They use the analogy of fruit on a tree. It ripens in its season and falls away easily when fully mature. Trying to force it off the branch too soon
Creates friction, damages the fruit.
Right. Honoring the timing, doing the inner work with presence and acceptance allows for graceful transformation when the time is right, trusting the process.
And reminding ourselves of the soul's perspective helps with that trust, I imagine.
Absolutely. Remembering that your soul lovingly arranged certain agreements before you were born, not as traps or punishments, but as tailor-made opportunities for growth and healing. So transcending them isn't just about personal relief, it honors this higher wisdom. It's you consciously fulfilling your soul's intention for this life. It's a beautiful alignment.
This is fascinating. Does this apply beyond just us as individuals? Can groups have soul contracts?
Yes. The sources explicitly state these principles extend to groups and even all humanity collectively. Think about recurring historical patterns, conflicts, social injustices, environmental issues. These can be seen as collective soul contracts that humanity is working through, learning lessons on a massive scale.
So things like striving for equality or learning to live sustainably, those are collective lessons.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
They represent areas where humanity as a whole is being called to evolve its consciousness, to transcend old patterns of separation or harm.
Which means what we do individually really matters on that larger scale too.
Hugely. It plays a pivotal role. The sources mention concepts like starseeds and lightworkers, individuals who feel a strong calling to help, but really anyone doing their inner work transcending their personal contracts. That work contributes energetically to the whole. Your higher vibration ripples out into the collective field. Your personal liberation literally helps liberate the collective.
Wow. And all of this personal and collective work, where is it ultimately leading, according to these sources?
It's framed within the context of the Ascension process. This is the idea that our souls, individually and collectively, are evolving, graduating into the next octave of being, moving to a higher frequency, a higher state of consciousness.
So each lesson we transcend
is like climbing a rung on the ladder of Ascension. It leads towards an existence with far less struggle and repetition, moving into a higher dimension characterized by more love, unity, joy, and freedom. You're literally raising your vibration and contributing to raising the planets.
That's a truly inspiring vision. So for anyone listening who feels ready to engage with this, maybe start climbing that ladder.
Yeah.
What are some simple, gentle tools they can use?
Okay, some practical starting points. First, self-reflection. Simple but powerful. Take quiet time, maybe meditate or just sit, and honestly examine what a situation is teaching you. Gently. No judgment.
Just observing the patterns.
Exactly. Second, journaling. Writing things down can be incredibly clarifying. It helps reveal patterns and insights you might miss otherwise, and it's a great way to ease lingering emotions. Just get them out on paper.
What about dealing with the hurt, the anger towards others or ourselves?
That's where forgiveness practices come in. Crucial for releasing those heavy energies. This could be writing a letter to someone, or to yourself that you don't even send, just the act of writing it out. Or using simple affirmations like, I release this pain and set us free.
Releasing the energetic cords.
Precisely. And finally, surrender. Which again isn't giving up. It's consciously handing over your burdens to a higher wisdom. Through prayer, visualization, just setting the intention. I trust the process. I trust my soul's plan. Letting go of the need to control everything.
These all sound like ways to shift out of that fighting, resisting energy.
Exactly. They shift you out of resistance and into openness. Cooperating with the natural flow of transcendence, allowing it to happen more gently, more gracefully, working with life, not against it.
So as we bring this deep dive to a close, let's hold on to that image of the butterfly one last time. Remember, the goal isn't just to break free. You are not breaking, you are transcending. Those old challenges, those cocoons, they were necessary for your growth. But as you do the inner work, as you expand, those old structures naturally crumble away. They simply don't fit anymore. They served their purpose.
And please know, you are absolutely not alone on this path. Your soul, your guides, the universe itself supports your growth, and no contract is greater than your soul's power to grow. You have everything you need within you. Truly, your journey of transcendence, your personal healing and growth, it's a profound gift, not just to yourself, but a gift to all. It ripples outwards.
So here's a final thought to take with you. Think about one pattern, one challenge that keeps showing up in your life right now. Just one. What might shift if you decided, just for today, to approach it differently? Not with the usual frustration or the urge to escape, but with maybe just one of those keys. Presence, acceptance, compassion, maybe even a flicker of gratitude for the potential lesson. What liberation might you unlock? For yourself, and maybe, just maybe, for the wider world too. Embrace your wings, trust the metamorphosis, and fly forward into the new dawn that's waiting. You're not breaking, you're becoming.